Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing? Man, Antonelli here.
Okay, today I want to talk about correcting flaws in the swing. And this is something I see a lot. Be careful with creating a completely new mechanic to correct a flaw or compensate for a flaw, because that correction could then create a whole new flaw. Let me explain what I mean. So let's say you have a player, right? And this happens all the time. This happened to me yesterday. You have a player, right, that, let's say when they stride into the plate, okay? So they dive into the plate. Is it okay to be slightly closed when your front foot lands? Yes. But the way I explain it is that if I dive, I can't feel my momentum diving into the plate, because then it gets more difficult to turn, okay? So let's just say for this example, and there's tons of examples we can use, that the player is really diving into the plate. One thing that a lot of coaches, or I'll have a lot of parents say, is, well, in order to get them to stop diving into the plate, I open their stance up a lot. And so now when they dive, they'll dive, but they'll dive more straight, right? Their feet will be aligned, okay? And so this happens with everything, okay? I've got a player that strides this way and they're out of posture and they go like this. So the parent or coach say, so I close them off a lot, so that now when they fall open this way and they step out like this and they lose their posture, but now their feet are aligned. So now, we've got them to stride straight. And so they're making all these new mechanical changes to compensate for a really bad move that they were already making. And so now a lot of times we still have the bad move, but we're now in a worse position to hit from. And so you do this too much, and all of a sudden now you've got like 6 swing flaws instead of just 1 swing flaw. And so my approach on this is to just correct the flaw at the beginning. Let's just correct it, instead of making all these little changes, all these new mechanics to try to correct it. And the way I explained it to the parent when they asked me is that making a new, right, changing, okay, I'm diving in, so let's open up, or, I'm stepping out, so let's close up. That's like trying to put like a little tiny Band-Aid on a really big wound, a wound that should not need a Band-Aid. This thing needs to require some type of surgery or maybe some stitches. And so I can't just try to put a little Band-Aid there and make, an adjustment or a compensation for that flaw. So let's talk about a couple things. And we'll start off with the example of the striding and stride direction and where the momentum's going, but you can really use this. This happens with everything, okay? This just happened to be what was talked about last night. So what I always do is, let's say we've got a player that is stepping out here, right? Stepping in the bucket. And if you type into YouTube how to stop stepping in the bucket, probably going to get a whole lot of views on it, because a lot of kids want to go this way with their swing. So if I have that player doing that, I'm not going to just say, well, close your stance, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to the player about, why are they stepping in the bucket? Why are they stepping out? Why are they pulling off the ball first? Then we're going to talk about, what do we need to do differently? So for this example, right, again, what we could do is just tell the player to close their stance off, and so when they step open, they're stepping straight essentially now. They're getting in line. Instead, let's talk about what you can do differently, or what's causing you to do that. So there could be a lot of things, but let's start with posture. So a lot of times in this instance, players not in good posture. They're straight up and down. And so when they stride, they want to go this way because their body is very vertical. So what can we do? We can get them into better posture. Butt out, chest over, feeling over the plate. 9 times out of 10, when I get the player to get into better posture, and now they stride, they all of a sudden start going straighter, right? So they're here, they're very rarely going to go out here if they're in good posture, right? Now every player needs to be in good posture. So this isn't just like putting a Band-Aid on it and doing this. This is a core thing. Core thing. Good posture allows the player to stride out. So that's the first simple step. Second thing for this, maybe the player is a little bit scared because, again, I had this with a player last night. Player stepped out here, we talked about posture. He said, you know, I feel like I step out there because I'm afraid to get hit with the ball. Fair enough. He was 9 or 10 years old. Fair enough. So we talked about not only getting in good posture, because he felt like still that he wasn't going to be comfortable. I talked about how to get hit with a pitch properly, right? Because he said, I feel like I'm going to get hit and it's dangerous. It's part of the game. Right? And as he gets older, I explained he'll feel more comfortable. As pitchers become a little bit more, better with their control, he should feel more comfortable. But I have to feel confident that I can stride straight and stay in there. And if a ball does come at me, that I can take it properly. A lot of times I see with young players, they don't take a hit by pitch properly. They start to open up like this. They get drilled. I saw my son do it. He's 7 years old. Something I need to work with him on is they always want to kind of open up this way really quick and expose everything to the ball, when you've got to feel like you can turn in this way and get hit. So working on that, talking to the player about that. One thing my dad really likes to do is he'll have like squishy balls, and he'll have a couple of them in his bucket. And when he's throwing, short toss, overhand toss, whatever, he'll throw the ball in at the hitter sometimes. I think he just likes to, hit kids, but he'll throw that ball inside and make sure the hitter isn't bailing, isn't turning out this way. And they get comfortable just kind of rolling their shoulder in and getting hit. And so that's another way to work on it, right? It was good until he started throwing real baseballs at kids, but I'm just kidding. He didn't do that. So that's another way to do it. But figuring out, right, posture almost always works. For that example, I talked to the player, okay, let's figure out something else, right? We're not just making something up, but we're actually working on mechanics that everyone should have. I could have easily said, okay, you're getting hit by the ball, or you're afraid to get hit by the ball, just move off the plate a little bit, right? Move off the plate. It's going to make you feel more comfortable. But moving off the plate creates more flaws in his swing. Okay, so again, that'd be a Band-Aid approach. So this is one example. The next thing I would do is I'd bring in this yellow stick. What do we use this for? Stride direction. So if the player's diving in, I put the stick in front of the player, make sure he's not diving onto the stick. If he's stepping way out, I'll put it behind the heels, right? I'll give the player a little bit of leeway here. I'll put them right here. And now are they doing this and stepping on the stick? Allows them to feel it, get in better posture, stride straighter, right? So you can use different tools. But that's the way I'm going to go about it. I'm not just going to put a Band-Aid on it and say, oh, close your stance off, right? So now when you bail out of there, you'll at least bail out and be straight. No, it's not going to help. It's going to create more flaws. Fix the root of the problem. Lots of ways to do it. Drills, talking about mechanics, talking mentally. So hopefully that helps. Can't go through all the examples today, but that's just one main one that I saw last night. So if you have other questions on mechanics, right? Maybe you have a mechanical issue. Check out our hitting course. You can go to the description box below. We talk about 40 drills that we have that fix all different types of swing problems. I'm sure there's one in there that will help you out depending on what your problem is. So that's all we got. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. We'll talk to you later. If you've enjoyed this video and want to learn more about building the elite swing, check out our new course. We have over 2 hours of content, almost 30 hitting drills. We break down the exact mechanics that you're going to want to implement into your swing. I've put the link in the description if you want to go check it out.